So not too bad so far. We have our design looking like this. We have the kind of inside of this box. Now we're going to get into some, I think, slightly trickier stuff. I really want to have so we're going to try and work on next is getting this planer box on top. So there's a lot of different, there's some good techniques this person is using in here. I'm not sure this totally, yeah. So we want to have a 3/4 inch overhang. Basically we want this wood to, let's see if we can find a good picture. It should look like this. So we have one piece. We're going to focus on the front piece first. And there should be a piece that extends all the way across the box, across the front of the box. And it should extend over enough to be the same, to have like, to account for a width. This kind of piece that's going to stick on either side is going to be like the width of the board. Again, there's a lot of stuff. We'll see how fancy we're going to make this. We could probably angle that thing to make it really perfect. But let's take a look here. Okay, so, and we can get some better looks at this. Okay, so it's going all the way over to one side. I think if we look from the top, you can see this thing is still angled. So that lets us know that like this line, the line of this top jamb, the top of this, the planer box is going to be parallel with the top of the roof. Okay, this gives us some ideas to work from here. I think they have done this in a way where this thing totally covers up the, let's see, a couple more important pieces of information. It's a depth of 2 1/4 inches. I think it's going to totally cover up the front face. I think it's totally going to cover up like this face, not that, this little face right here. Did I select that? If I can select it. I think it's going to totally cover up this face. So we're going to need to make something there. All right, here's what we're going to do. I think the best case, we're going to try and, we are going to create a sketch, and we're going to do a little more fancy stuff here. So we're going to create a sketch that actually is going to exist on the front of this, this front face here. So we're going to create a new sketch, and I'm going to select really carefully. I'm going to make sure I'm selecting just this. You can see this is highlighted, nothing else. I'm going to select that, and actually I'm going to rename this right now. I'm going to say front planter box. Okay. In here, I need to think about like, okay, what geometry do I need from the previous thing to reference in here? So let's see, I definitely need this bottom edge. I think that's for sure. Let's go into P and let's select that. Let's see, what else can we get? We definitely want like this in there. We for sure want, and we could like probably over project and then maybe we'll take some off if we don't need it. But let's project more than we think we need for right now. These points in here, I don't know. I think these might come with a line, but just in case they aren't, let's just grab everything we might need. All right, and we're gonna hit OK on there. So now we have a front of this planter box. Let's see. I want to draw a line. Let's draw a line that goes through here and there. I'm going to make these collinear because I want this and this to be the same. Okay, looks like it's extending out a little bit here. That's weird. I'm just going to delete that. All right, so we should have a line there that is collinear. Okay, I guess it's just trying to make the length work or something on there. All right, so let's see here. All right, so I need to have a line. I need to have another line that's on here that's going up. I want to find like the front of my board here, like I'm thinking about, so we go back down to here. I want this, I'm going to try and find like the edge of the board. Let's see, like this thing right here. Maybe I can find a better one. There's some good images down here. I want to find like this edge. Okay, I'm going to make this line parallel to the side of my thing, to the side of my frame. So let's make these two things parallel. This parallel to that. Oh, it's over constrained. Why is this over constrained? It's a vertical constraint. Oh, since it's vertical already. Oh, see, this is why I don't like, I don't like, or maybe I did that. Like, I feel like when things become constrained by accident, it makes it harder for me to realize, like, did I do the right thing or not? So I'm going to go back through. I'm going to like physically identify these as being constrained. Yeah, I don't know what exactly is going on. It does not. Okay, yeah, because what is going on here? All right, so we just got to be careful. Looks like, I don't know, somehow an extra line, maybe from the previous thing or something. I don't know what happened there. So let's just draw on a line like that. Again, these kind of little weird things can happen. All right, there we go. Now we have a line that looks like that. I want to make the distance between this. So again, I'm trying to build, if I can scroll back to it, I'm really trying to build this front face. And when I build this front face, it needs to be go far enough to the left and right side to account for this piece of wood back here. So I'm going to say the distance between these two. Did I get the right distance between this and this? Oh, it already. Okay, a little strange. All right. We're going to make this wood thickness. Okay, so that'll be exactly wood thickness. And I think let's do that over on the other side here. We can make a line from here. Again, I'm going to make it look bad to begin with. Let's go in and make these parallel. Okay, now I should have a line. Perfect, that's parallel. Let's finish up this by putting in a line here to here. And then, okay, we're mostly good here. Oh, let's see, I need to constrain this over here. I want this to be wood width, wood thickness. Okay, mostly constrained. This is now, so I think the biggest problem we have here is that, like, if we drag this up, like this point, is not really constrained. So let's say at these two, this is the top of that board. I'm going to make this one parallel with this. Okay, it's still not constrained because we don't know how tall this thing could be. It's just parallel, that's fine. But at least we know that these two are kind of finding this. Let's see, what I want to do in here, in the plans, it gave us a hint that this thing should be 2 1/4 inches deep. So I'm going to say that the distance between, 2 1/4 should probably be perpendicular. I wonder if, I bet I don't have access. Did I include this line in my projection? So, good. So good, I could say, oh look, that's that vertical depth here is going to be, oh, you know what I want to do? I'm going to go into my modify, I'm going to change my parameters, and I'm going to add in another variable. This might just be something that I want to change later. Maybe not, but maybe. And it's just easier if I have this like stored in a variable and I can just like go back and change its name than trying to like search through my diagram and figure out where I was referencing it. So I'm going to call this planter depth. Good, we have our depth there. All right, there we go. So we have one piece of, that looks pretty good. Let's see, what else can we do in here? I think I'm gonna add in some more lines. I'm gonna add in one line. It's gonna go up to, I'm gonna make the kind of board on here. I'm gonna hit because I'm gonna use this for my board in the back. You'll see here in a second here. I'm going to, again, hit this to be collinear. I want these to be in a straight line. Good. I'm going to use this to make the board that runs from the front to the back. So I'm going to have that little line in there to reference. And then over here, we're going to do the same thing. Again, you see my habit of making these lines look bad. I'm going to repeat myself, but I think it can be confusing if you're not sure, like, well, why is he making it look messed up? Well, I'm doing it kind of for a reason. I hope for a reason. And this stuff. All right, front box. Says it's not constrained, but I'm not sure what would not be constrained on here. Looks. Anyways. Is this balloon line? I feel like all these values are. Anyways, all right, not gonna worry about it too much. I want to get bogged down in details here. All right, so we have that, good. Okay, so now we're gonna start doing some more extrusions. I'm gonna extrude this piece forward, so I'm gonna hit extrude. It's gonna be this piece, this piece, this piece, and this piece are all gonna extrude to create a new body. It is going to be wood thickness out. And then we have that piece, and now we're gonna do a little more fancy stuff because I wanna kind of copy this thing to the back side. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna do just a quick little maneuver here. Oh man, maybe you guys caught this and I didn't. I was wondering, man, where the heck did all my bodies go? When I did my extrusion here just a second ago, I just realized as I was trying to move forward to something else. When I did my extrusions, it initially said it was going to create a new body, and I kind of like trusted that was going to be the case. But then as soon as I put in wood thickness, this automatically switched to join, which I know it does. I trusted it. I trusted it was going to stay the same as being new body. It didn't. So I actually ended up losing a bunch of bodies, and I had to go back and redo this as new body. Okay, and so now we should get that. I think this is also going to be a good time for me to go through and name all of my bodies. So I'm going to do that right now while I have this pause. Well, just kidding. I'm going to go through and so I can I'm going to select, just show how I do a couple of these, and then I'll pause it for real. So in here, I'm going to click it to make sure I know which one is. which one's referencing, and then I can quickly go through here and do that. Pause for a quick second, save you some 10 seconds. All right, so there we go. We have back wall, left wall, right wall, roof, floor, and then planter box front. We'll have planter box back, left, right, and then we'll have to start working on door frames. We'll be pretty close to being done here. All right. All right, so next up here, I guess I honestly really don't need to necessarily do this because because we really just need to like cut this piece twice. Really, I could just do one of these, and this is probably typically how I would do it if I was doing this for myself. Just do one of these, have this measurements, then I can just use the same exact thing on the backside. But for completeness here, I'm going to do the full thing. Yeah, so here we go. So we're going to go through and we're going to go create, we're going to go pattern, we're going to say rectangular patterns. This is a really cool way of copying a piece and kind of moving it to a new spot, and so where they're kind of referenced into each other. So we're going to select this body here. We're going to choose our axis is going to be this line right here. We need to drag it we're going to kind of make it look like that. So let's see some things. I only need to have 2 of these things total. The distance here, so I'm going to say my distance should be, let's see, 1 second here. All right, so there's another way I could do this, but I'm just going to select axis here. I was going to try, I think I should be able to reference this line in here. I don't see necessarily how I would do that, although I remember I should be able to. But I'm just going to figure out like what this distance is. This needs to go back. How far does it need to go back? Well, it needs to go, should be depth. But actually, if I do positive depth, it's actually going in the other direction. So I'm going to need to say this should be negative depth, which gets me pretty close. But then, of course, that's not accounting for the thickness. That's like moving this piece to here. Well, I want to move it that far, plus however thick the wood is. So we're going to do that in here, and then we'll say wood thickness, like that. Great, and now we have 2 shapes in here. And I'm going to rename this. I think I'm going to stop the video here just because it's getting a little bit long. I'll move on to the next one. All right, so easy enough. I'm going to go through and I'm going to extend this. Maybe I could have done this in the last video. If I'm going to extend this, I'm going to extrude a piece from here. So we're going to extrude that piece this direction. It's got to be minus. So we're going to say here, I think this is probably just going to be minus depth. It should create it all the way over there. Look, it's connecting, so it's going to want to try and join the sneaky things. Going to try and join. We're going to hit new body instead, and then we need to go over to the other side here, and we're going to do the same thing right here. Oh, I have this line extending out here. I'm going to trim that. I should trim that previously. Okay. I shouldn't. Oh, anyways, this is bothering me though. All right, that should be fine. Anyways, all right. That was just bothering. Oh, why is that thing here too? Didn't realize that was still there. Okay, now the planter box is fine. That's why that thing wasn't being fully constrained. I didn't realize that piece was even there. All right, so we're gonna click this one. We're gonna go this way, and then we just say minus depth, and then make sure we don't hit enter too quickly. Great, and now we have all of our pieces here ready to go. Last up, we're gonna start working on the. I should have put that in the last video. Oh well. Last up, we're gonna start building in the frame of this, and then once we have the frame, I think we're gonna be pretty close to being done.